has when I look at Gary Vee, one of the reasons why I think he's so popular is because he seems to have found this balance of extraordinary amounts of confidence, like bordering on narcissism and arrogance. And at the same time, simultaneously, he's extraordinarily humble. You know, he is one of the first people to say, like, you know what? I've been wrong. I've screwed up too. Like he's like, I didn't invest in Uber. I've left millions of dollars on the table and I have screwed up. You know, I'm not the best father sometimes to my kids because I'm out there hustling, traveling around the world. Yeah. He's very open about it. And that's the key. Like, you know, that is absolutely the key. We don't need to be perfect.
And that's
And so we sort of have these old institutions that we're looking to create change in our society and solve, you know, some of our biggest problems. But the reality is that the companies are the ones that are creating change. Our businesses are the ones that create change in people's lives every single day. So the question is, how do we leverage those businesses to actually create the positive change that we're looking for in the world, you know, make it happen. So, you know, like this was just an idea 7 months ago. I was just like, I'm going to hire, you know, I actually wanted Richard Branson at first, but he was way too much money. Like he was more money than the event is even costing.
Wow.
Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring him in because he's sort of like the social change guy, you know, he's like the face of that on a global scale.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, so I ended up, my second choice was Gary Vaynerchuk because he's got this huge, huge following. But yeah, I mean, I've started to see that what my strength is being able to bring people together and knowing who people want to hear from. Yeah, and you know, it's interesting because a lot of what we're talking about comes back to our perception of masculinity, you know, and there's this sort of unspoken perception within men and within masculinity that you need to be this sort of flawless individual, and that any cracks in the armor make you less of a man, any crack. Right. And that's where shame starts to breed. And you're right. Like a lot of guys will look to their external circumstances for forgiveness. They'll look to, you know, the partner that they cheated on for forgiveness. They'll look to their business partner who they had to go bankrupt with for forgiveness. But a lot of the times the work that really needs to be done is internally, finding forgiveness within the self for the infidelities or for the bankruptcy or for the, you know, drugs and alcohol or abuse or child abuse or whatever the case was, right? Like that's